This is a third video for the Cube Speedhack series, and in this video I will show you the two different Speedhack versions that I've written in C, and I will also upload the source codes to GitHub, and then I will put the link into the YouTube video description. Okay, then we can start with the first source code. I will not go too much into the details, but maybe I will make another video where I do that. Okay, so at first we initialize the structure with the memory addresses that we found in the previous video, and then here we have the different speed values. So f8, that is -8, and 8, that is just 8. And I can now show you what does it mean. Here we can see the opcodes C6, 40, 74, FF, and now we will override the value FF with the value F8. So this will change from -1 to -8. And for the next address, here we can see the opcode 1 and its value 1, and that will change to 8. Okay, and here we get a handle to the Cube window. Then we pass this handle to get Windows thread process ID. In order to get the process ID we get the Cube process ID. Then we pass this process ID to open process. Then we get a handle to the Cube process, and then we can use this handle to write the Cube process. Then we iterate over our structure. Then memory address +3. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is a value that we will manipulate. With the values from the speed variable. And I will execute this. Okay, so again here we see the value 1. That will now change to 8. Here we can see that it has changed. And I can run now pretty fast. The only problem with this version now is that we are using a fixed speed value. So that means we can't change the speed value. But in order to do this, we can use my other version. Okay, again, we start with a structure. We initialize again the structure with a memory addresses, but in this case now we don't define a speed value. We will read the speed value out of the memory, and then we can manipulate that. And then again we get the handle to the Cube window. We pass the handle to get Windows thread process ID, then we get the process ID. Then we pass that to open process, and then we get the process handle. And here we can see now in this block, we check if a specific hotkey was pressed, in this case O or P. And here we also can the virtual key scan codes. For O it's hex F, for F, and for P it's 50 hex. Okay, so let's say we press the O key, then we call this function get speed. We pass a process handle to get speed, so the get speed function and the structure. Then we iterate over our memory addresses. So again, memory address and then +3, because we want to get this one. So the last 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is the opcode, the values that we want to read out of the memory. And then we will save the result in this variable, and then later we can manipulate that. Okay, then we can go into this function and to increase speed. And again, we pass the process handle and the structure. And now we check if the speed value, and now we check if it's a negative or a positive value. We can just check if the most significant bit is 1 or 0, and when it's 1 then it's a negative value, and when it's 0 then it's a positive value. So when this is holding a negative value, then we jump into this block, otherwise we go into this block. And then we just decrease the speed, and here we increase the speed value. And then we also iterate over the structure from each memory address, and then we will just write the new speed values. Okay, now let's say that we have pressed the P key, get speed. We have seen that already. So then let's go to decrease speed. And again, we pass the process handle to the function and the structure. And here we check now that the value is not going too low. Otherwise, if we press, for example, the forward key, then our character would move backwards, and that's not what we want. But the rest is just like the other function. And then here again, we iterate over the structure, and then we write the new speed values to the memory addresses. Okay, now I will execute this program. And now I will press P a couple of times. And now we are pretty slow. So we're now back to the normal game speed. If I press O, then we start to run pretty fast. And yeah, that is basically everything.